How much are you worth? Anders, how much have you ever earned in a year? That was an uncomfortable question. Mr. Bob asked me that 3 years ago when we first met. I'll never forget it. Never in my life had I articulated that to anybody, really, and let alone the person I admired most in the world. That was incredibly uncomfortable. Even just sharing it out loud made me feel disappointed in myself. It made me feel embarrassed. But most importantly, it made me realize that I was living way below my potential. Can you recognize that concept? Yeah. Absolutely. I felt just not great. And I remember going back to my hotel room, I slammed the hand in the table, I looked myself in the mirror, and I started demanding more of myself. When Arash mentioned decision Friday, it spoke to me, because that is exactly what I did in that moment. I made a decision of never going back to the person that compromised on virtually everything in his life. Never again. And I did everything Mr. Bob taught me. You see, self-image controls everything in our lives. It is the way we dress, it is the way we travel, it is the way we interact with people. How much we earn, certainly. We can never earn more than what we feel we're worth. And people think it's about running faster and working harder. They can certainly do that, but that won't change the needle until they start feeling worthy. And that was the missing link for me. It was like when Mr. Bob shared that and he followed up by saying, Anders, you are not getting the results you want because you're not programmed to produce them. And if you want the results, you have to change your programming. Ding! You've had those Edison moments, right? The light bulb moments. I'm sure you've had many of them here this weekend. Have you experienced going into a clothing store and the first thing you do is look at the price before you look at what you like? I know I have. Be honest. Yeah, good. All right. Or how about this one? I think this is a really good one. You go into a restaurant and you look at the prices on the menu before you decide what your taste buds would love to experience. Or how about traveling? Ooh, this is a good one. I've been guilty of this for years. Have you ever experienced sitting and looking for flight tickets? You know you have to go somewhere, maybe paradigm shift, who knows? And you search for hours. Maybe you spend 2 hours searching for the right ticket, and you saved $100, and you felt accomplished. You know, I saved. I know I have done that. What are we communicating to ourselves? We're not worth more than $50 an hour. We could spend the same 2 hours thinking about how we're going to earn $1 million. But we don't, do we? We really don't. We let the paradigm take over and let that self-worth run the show for us. When I got that and I started working with it, I went from having an eviction notice on my door to 11 months later buying the dream car that I always wanted to drive. But, thank you, but it's not something I say to impress anyone. I just feel if I can do it, the whole world can. If you have felt in a situation that you knew there was more to you than you were living, maybe even now it creates some dissatisfaction, raise your hand if that's the case. Yeah, perfect. Young lady, I'm gonna need your help. Please join me on stage. Give her a big round of applause. Join me right over here, please. Perfect. How do you pronounce your name?
Milfrey.
Milfrey. All right. Welcome, Milfrey. And thank you for being so brave. I know this takes courage. You know, Milfrey, we are here because we're looking to grow, right? We're looking to bring more out of ourselves. Yeah?
Yes.
I would like for you to just face the audience and now just relax completely. Just let go of your hands. Take a deep breath, and then as you exhale, close your eyes. Completely perfect. You're doing great, Milfrey. I want you to go back to a time in your life where you felt like what we just talked about. You felt you were living not up to your purpose. You felt maybe a little disappointed in yourself. Maybe you felt like I did, just angry at myself and dissatisfied. Can you think of such a time? Perfect. Take that moment in right now. Just bring it into this moment. How does that make you feel now? Shaking. Wow. It's good. You're doing wonderful, Milfrey. If you had to put a word on that emotion, what would it be? And where in your body would it be located? Your stomach. Great. That is exactly where it was for me back then. Cringing feeling in my stomach. Milfrey, we're going to step out of that moment again. We're going to go to a different time in your life where you were living confidently. There was a moment, maybe a short moment in time that made you feel confident and proud. There was a moment that made you feel so good about yourself. It was just a short period of time, maybe, or maybe it was longer, but can you think of that moment?
Yes.
Perfect. Bring that moment into this moment. Bring it into the now. And let that feeling just expand in your being. You're doing wonderful, Milfrey. Where would that new feeling be located, if you had to?
My mind.
Perfect, mind. So you feel stronger, you feel sharper. If you had to put some words on it, what would they be?
I'm right here.
You're right here. Do you see a change in her? Huge. Wow. You feel it?
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're here.
I'm here.
You're here.
Yeah.
And you're here for the win.
Yes.
Now, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. You see this change in her state? Just by connecting to that, you're here.
I'm here.
You're here. And you have infinite potential. And you can take that energy and direct it any way you want. So we're going to take it a step further. Remember the light bulb I talked about? It won't light up until we put power to it in a cord. It won't. But, you know, we can experiment with this because you and I, Milfrey, we have 11 million kilowatt hours per pound of potential energy locked up in the electrons and molecules of our bodies. 11 million kilowatt hours per pound. Now, if I can do this, you can. I'm just controlling the flow.
I'm ready.
You're ready?
Yes.
Good. I need for you to take a few steps forward. I need for you to extend your right arm like this. Create a socket with your hands, your fingers rather. Perfect. And I want you to stay in that vibration, stay in the energy of being here, of being ready. You got it?
Yes.
Perfect, Milfrey. Keep thinking about that. Hold the energy. You did that. You have more power than you could possibly imagine, and you're starting to direct it the right place. Does it take a light bulb to experience this? Of course not. It's an illustration. But you're controlling the energy because you're here. Give her a big round of applause. $11 million kilowatt hours per pound of potential energy locked up in the atoms and molecules of your body. How are you directing that energy? And what are you trading it for? And will you decide before the light runs out? I'm not talking about the light bulb. I'm talking about the light within us. 11 million kilowatt hours per pound of potential energy. That is about $23 million on the going market for energy. That's how much you're worth and more. Thank you.